What up mates, it's Mayday here and welcome to a brand new guide here on my channel. Last time I talked about how to counter the knight, so I think it will make sense for me to make a guide as well on how to play as the knight in Dead by Daylight. So we're going to begin with a quick summary of the knight's power. After that we're going to move into good and bad add-ons. Then I'm going to talk about some builds, and after that I'll give you some tips and tricks on playing the knight, featuring some knight members from the Nightmare community. And lastly, I will just post a full-on game with commentary so that you can watch how a game may look like. Alright, moving on to the knight's guards. He has 3 guards. First one is the Carnifex, which is very good at breaking pallets. We have the Assassin, which is the fastest, and he will get you the most hits as well on survivors. And then we have the Jailer, and he's kind of bad, but you know, he's good as he's good at detecting survivors, I guess. And when you place the guard, a white circle will appear around it, and if a survivor steps within that white circle, a hunt will start. And the guard will start chasing the survivor. Alright, so that's the basics for the knight's power. We are gonna look a little bit more into gameplay later, but now let's take a look at some add-ons and some perks for the knight. Alright, so as you can see, knight has a lot of different add-ons, but I would say that I only use these 2 add-ons. And that's because these add-ons always works. They will always bring you some sort of value when using them. Map of the Realm can make a huge difference in games. Even if the vision range is only increased by 4 meters, those 4 meters might be the difference on you getting an important hunt started and not. And the Call to Arms add-on is just so nice to have as well. If you want to surprise survivors with a guard outside of the terror radius, this add-on helps. It allows you to correct your path if you misplace it, and placing a patrol path becomes much faster as well. So yeah, 2 very useful add-ons, and that's basically why I only run these 2. But if you feel like you want to try some other add-ons than these 2, then you could try Dried Horse Meat, for example. This one will increase the time a guard will hunt a survivor. This one may get you a little bit more hits with the guards, but if you're playing against survivors that know what they're doing, I don't think you'll get too much value out of this, so that's why you choose to play with these 2 instead. But still, it's a pretty okay add-on. You know, it's you can try it for yourself and see if you like it. We also have the Battle Axe Head, which is also a pretty good add-on as well. It allows you to get Carnifex 2 times in a row, and as you know, with the Carnifex you can break pallets very, very fast. So you can, for example, place a Carnifex. When somebody drops it, get a hit, they get to another pallet, drop that as well, you place the Carnifex again, boom, and you quickly get it down. Alright, so moving on to some builds. We're first gonna start with my favorite build, which is Corrupt, Agitation, Sloppy Butcher, and Scourgehook Pain Residence. I feel like this fits my playstyle the most, and you know, it's a very, for this perk, or for this build to work good, you gotta be very aggressive as well. You know, you gotta get some quick downs, you have to, you know, get some, you know, good pressure going. If you don't have pressure, this build won't work too well. But overall, I would say this is my favorite build to use. Alright, on the next build we have Fearmonger, Pain Res, Discordance, and Deadman Switch. All of these perks works great together. You get the Pain Res, and you know, then they get taken off the gen for 30 seconds with Deadman Switch. Fearmonger also helps with people with, you know, that may be running MFT. Then they can't, you know, just run away from the gen because they'll be exhausted. So overall, very good. And also, if you want to have like an alternative to this one, you can also swap out Sloppy Butcher with No Way Out to get a little bit more, you know, safety and end game power as well. Alright, so moving on to some tips and tricks now. One very important thing is to use your guards a lot. Using your guards well can create good pressure, and it will allow you to do multiple things at once. For example, in this clip, instead of just picking up, I place out my guard, which allows me to get another hunt, which eventually leads to another hit while I'm chasing another survivor. So as you can see, in that very short time I created a lot of pressure and a lot of damage just by placing my guard before doing another action. So you always want to have that in mind. Sometimes if I down someone at a pallet, I might just send out a guard just in case if anybody would run for a pallet save. And also, as you can see in this clip, I use my guard to check if survivors are on the generator close to my hook. And because I checked that place with the guard, I know that no survivors will be in that direction. And therefore, I can go another direction and find survivors quicker. So even if you don't get a hunt with the guard, it can still help with information. And it allows you to multitask objectives just by placing a guard in the right spot. And in this clip, for example, I place a guard at the gen that's almost getting done so that I can go and pick up another survivor. And this, as you can see, also eventually leads to another hunt getting started. You also gotta have very good positioning when placing guards at certain loops. For example, on this loop, if I'm too close to the obstacle, I won't even be able to place the guard. But if I just look to the side or either back up a little bit, then I will be able to place the guard perfectly fine. Sometimes you might also want to cycle through your guards. Let's say for example that you want a assassin. In this clip I use the Carnifex to break the generator, and as you can see my next guard becomes the assassin. So you can use actions to, you know, cycle through your guards. You can also just place out the guards and hit them with your weapon and they will respawn. This is a good way as well. If you, for example, misplace a guard, you can quickly just punch it and you'll get a new one. Alright, so the next topic is how to break pallets fast with the Carnifex. It actually might take some practice before you can get the fast break, because there are some requirements. So, in able to place the guard, you're going to want to have a clear path in front of you. You don't want any obstacles in the way, because if you have some objects in front of you, you can't place the guard. So positioning is very important. If you're far away from the pallet, you don't need to worry about the timing. But if you want to catch up even faster and get even closer to the pallet when breaking it with the guard, you can do so. And when it comes to placing the guard in that scenario, there's a small window to do so. When a survivor starts the animation to drop a pallet, you'll only have about roughly 21 milliseconds before the game thinks you're too close to the pallet to be able to break it. And then you'll have to, you know, step back a little bit and then break it, which will waste some time. So you either gotta react fast to the survivor's dropping animation, or if you're 100% sure that the survivor is gonna drop, you can place the guard before the survivor starts dropping the pallet. Moving on to a little tech that I've first discovered from a friend that's also a Knight main called Sixelis. I think it's pronounced Sixelis, yeah. Anyways, Sixelis made a whole video about this tech right here. Link will be in the description, by the way. If you want to check that whole video out, I recommend it. But with this tech, you can place guards from tall structures and buildings and send them to a lower point while still standing on the higher surface. All you need to do is to get close to the edge and look down, and then when you get to prompt to place a guard, you just place it and there you go. So this tech can be very useful when you need to send out a guard while maintaining your position on the higher ground. Also in Sixelis video you can also check out how to place guards on top of objects, which can also be helpful in some different situations, but again, go check the video out if you want to learn more about that. Alright, so the next trick is to trap survivors at dropped pallets. This only works on certain loops where there are limited exits from the dropped pallet, but if we send out a guard to break the pallet, the survivor will not be able to vault it, and we can easily trap the survivor and get it down. These kind of loops usually appear at the corners of the maps. Survivors love healing under the hook, and then I had something awesome to deal with that. If you're relatively close to the hook and you see or suspect that somebody is about to unhook another survivor, you can send out a guard to the hook to interrupt them. This makes it so that survivors have to split up and so that they can't heal up under the hook. This works very well with the perk Sloppy Butcher, that's why I like to run it. Because if they start healing, they'll just waste even more time because Sloppy will, you know, remove the healing done to the survivor when they get interrupted. You don't want to send out your guard too early to the hook as well, because if a survivor unhooks while being in a hunt, the hunt will end. So you want to place the guard as they're unhooking or a little bit after they have unhooked. So when sending out a guard to the hook, there are two ways you can see if a survivor is starting to unhook. First one is that the hook will actually move a little bit when somebody starts unhooking. So if you look at the hook while placing the guard, you can see when they start unhooking. The second method is to listen to the audio for sound cues. So you will want to wait at the hook until you get a clue that they will start unhooking. Oh, he's going for the unhook here, so we'll place the guard and we wait here. Boom. That's one thing you want to do as well, is to wait until they unhook. So in this case, the audio helped a lot, and I quickly want to talk about that, how important audio is for the night. By having good audio, you can easily follow survivors while placing your guards. So get some good headphones and turn up that audio, because it will help you a lot when placing your guards. A very nice trick that can help you get quick downs is the double hit trick. It's a trick that basically lets you get insta downs. It goes from a survivor being fully healed to dead. Alright, so what you need to do is to wait for your guard to injure the survivor, so that you can quickly hit the survivor a second time so that they go down. This will only work if you're close to the survivor getting hit by the guard, and you gotta hit the survivor fast after the guard. If you don't, you will miss the attack, because the survivor will run away from your second swing with the help from the movement boost from the first guard hit. One thing I see a lot of new Knight players struggle with is cutting off survivors at loops. Instead of running after the guard, think about where the survivor will run to. That way you can cut them off, and in most cases they will either have to run into you or to the guard that is already chasing them. Alright, so that's most of the tips and tricks from me, but if you want to learn even more, I recommend you checking out, sorry if I mispronounce it again, but Daltra Killer's Night Guide document. It's 52 pages full of just knowledge and different tips and tricks on how to play the Knight, so the link for that will be in the description as well. He also uploads some Knight related videos, so I'll put a link to his YouTube in the description also. Alright, so that's it for the tips and tricks. I hope you have learned something new at least. And now I'm gonna show just a little match that I had with the Knight, just so you can see how some of these tips and tricks looks like in action. So what we're gonna do here, we see him running here. We're gonna place the guard over here. And we should get a haunt going. Yeah, there we go. So shack is usually a very safe place for survivors, but when going against the Knight, not so much. We should be able to get him here just by running. Yeah. Alright, perfect. That's our first down. Yeah, as you saw there, the shack, you can easily place a guard somewhere and they will have to leave it, because you will just be able to, either the guard will get them or you will just cut them off and hit them. We get a scourge hook. We hear that somebody is repairing a generator. We see somebody's working on this one, so we'll send a guard here. We get a chase with the Claudette. That's perfect. She takes a hit, actually. Interesting. Ah, I read that wrong. I thought she would go around, but she didn't. We just place a guard here, quick. She will get spotted, and we should be getting her down here. Even if she drops the pallet. Yep. Perfect. Now, I was kind of slow with placing the guard there, but it still worked out. And now we get another scourge hook as well, which is very good. I think somebody's got back to working on this. Okay. That is apparently a hit on the other Claudette. Interesting. Perfect. We got another scorch hook here. Yeah, we seem to have hit the wrong person on the hook, but oh well. Somebody's working up here on this. We place a guard here. Yep, See, like, it's not always about, like, getting a hunt. Because even, you see there, even if I didn't start a hunt with my guard there, it made it so that he had to... Oh, he used a... Wait. What is he doing? Even if I didn't hit him with the guard there, it still made it so that he had to jump off. And a DC! Nice. But yeah, it made it so that he had to jump off the top floor from the main building over there. And as you can see, you know, Knight is doing what he's, you know, good at, making people DC. So, you know, it's not always about getting the Hans, as I said. Okay, he's patient. It's also about getting people away from their objectives, you know? Wasting time. Somebody's still here. We will wait here to see if she drops down. Perfect. And that's a down. Now we should get the Adam next, or someone that we've already hooked. So we can get one guy out. Okay, this guy, this bot is a little bit greedy here. We maybe lose that gen, that 3 gen, but what the f... Okay. I'm not complaining. Alright, so that gen might pop and that gen might pop, but you know what? I think that is absolutely okay. Because we are such in a good position right now, so, you know, it doesn't matter if we lose 1 or 2 gens. You know, if I wasn't in such a good position, maybe I would have, like, defended that gen a little bit better. But, you know, I think for now it's okay. As you can see, we'll get a fresh new Scourge hook as well. And you thought I didn't see the other guy, but, you know, of course I did. There you are. And that's, yeah, that should be it. That should be a GG. Alright. Never mind, I got to unhook very fast. Gonna try to cut her off here. Drop the pallet. Okay, so here, here, let me show you here. I can't place the guard here now when I'm just looking like this. It just doesn't work. And it's like so unnecessary for me to just stand here in bloodlust forever. So what I can do is just place out the guard here, look to the side, place out the guard, as you saw, right? This makes it so that she has to leave the loop immediately. And, you know, gives us a hit as well. That wasn't the best positioning by me, but, you know, still worked out. We do that, place it, see if she... Okay, good. She's hiding from the guard. But we can... Wow, okay. Wait, hold up. We got a gamer right here. Alright, we can do the same thing here. You see, there it worked a little bit better because I was better positioned. But, you know, as you can see, as soon as I place out the guard, she just has to leave the loop. And, you know, you don't have to waste your time trying to run around and, you know, mind game her. Question is, where is the last guy? Yeah, as you can see, like, the jailer is very good. As you can see, he has a very big aura. So he's very good. He's very good for trying to find survivors, like late game. But other than that, he's not really someone I would not the best guard, so to say. Carnifex is much better, you know, because of his fast breaking. And Jailer is very good in chase. So yeah, that was it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching, and subscribe and like for some more content, and I'll see you in the next video.